Hello, good morning. Welcome. This is GHToday News. My name is Sewa Amihe. Let's take a look at our top stories. A student at the Kumasi Technical School stabs a police officer after misfiring at him. Our reporter will join us with some live update. We will also put spotlight on Manhian community where good roads have passed them by. Residents are parched and are living in the fear of their lives due to increasing robberies. Also coming up, a beautiful dream. Go to the university, graduate and get a job. But this is increasingly becoming just that, a dream. For many disabled persons, we'll bring you the story of Doji, who is still struggling for a job 3 years after obtaining first class in banking. We bring you details of these stories and many more. Do stay with us. Welcome to the program. Residents of Manhian are in dire need of safe and potable drinking water. Their only source of water is River Densu, but it is heavily polluted and unsafe for drinking. Here is a report by Dela Michelle.
Some philosophers are of the opinion that water is the driving force of all nature, while others say that water is life. If these quotes are anything to go by, then residents of Manhian have been deprived of life. Manhian is a fast-developing community in the Gan West Municipal Assembly with a population size close to 12,000, but access to good drinking water is a scarce resource. According to Goal 6 of the United Nations Sustainable Goals, clean, accessible water for all is an essential part of the world. But in the Manhian community, water has become a privilege and not a basic right, because only the affluent can afford the cost of a potable water. Empty gallons are lined up from morning till evening with the anticipation of getting some water. Residents depend on the River Densu, the only source of water, while others who have polytanks in their homes wait for water to be brought to them from the city by these water tankers. Water from the tankers costs as much as 150 Ghana cedis for big polytanks, and due to the water situation, owners sell water to residents at a cost of 80 pesos. Some good business indeed. Dr. Water is a non-governmental organization that came to the rescue of residents in the community about 3 years ago. With their ultra-modern filtering system, the company draws water from the River Densu, then filters, after which they distribute to some reservoirs located at vantage points for residents to access. Water provided by Dr. Water outlets costs residents about 50 pesos. But according to the former assemblyman of the area, Kofi Akwa, though water from the company is filtered, there are still some challenges, and some residents share the same sentiment.
Yes, it blew or beba 4 o'clock. So when to me answer 4 o'clock now be bois. Obeka could boot pipe and casana pipe and casa in so debris. Now betting me a buna day soon.
Amatan season and the banele no namo ewa. Why no conu for a BNA. Water else be nikeba. She knew a chemical session become fa a bawona ni canwe je chele no hue a ke James sebami mo why bibi in walk a camphor ni war nu me. Ada can no na ke jaw mammy keba niji pipe ejila wa. Gallon come 80 pesos.
Operations officer of Dr. Water told the news team that the concern raised by Kofi and some residents are actually due to the numerous chemicals used to treat the water.
We have three types of chemicals. We have chlorine, we have alum, acetyl and sodium carbonate that we use to operate the system. It's based on the source. When the source change up, so we have to change the chemicals before it will come back to the normal position.
In every adversity, there is an opportunity, as some youths have also capitalized on the water problem. Household pay for the services of these tricycle operators who fetch water and sell to several households in the community. In fact, the scarcity of water in Manhian is a major challenge to residents, and they are appealing to the local authority to put some measures in place to deal with the problem.
Let's stay on this community a bit more. Constant attacks by armed robbers and some hooligans in the community has left residents, including children, in a state of fear. The community, which has been without a police station for several years, has gradually become a haven for criminals. Residents want the establishment of a police station to strengthen security. Joshua Nanakwame Ayira has more in the following report.
Just like several other emerging communities in the nation's capital, Manhia in the Gan West municipality is yet to see some appreciable level of development. Manhia lags behind in terms of basic infrastructural development, from bad roads to unavailability of a potable water. But these are the least of their worries. Security is their major concern. A growing community but lacks a police station to check crime. Criminals go on rampage day and night to torment innocent residents. Agnes Aite, a victim of a robbery attack, shared her ordeal with GH1 News on the horrific incident that occurred.
We heard a sound boom just like that, and then all of a sudden we just all ran away. My children were asleep here, and then we saw that it wasn't, I thought it was the TV, but the sound was a bullet, it was a gunshot. We were trying to find out where the bullets come from. We thought it comes through the window, not knowing it comes from the top. So it was late, so we reported the case to Amasaman police station, but nothing was done about it.
The increasing spate of organized crimes and the other forms of heinous act is believed to have been committed by land guards and hooligans. This, they say, is due to the absence of a police station in the community. The seeming incessant terrorism has burdened the heart of the community with great fear. A few share their frustrations.
Living in a community without a police station, we don't feel so protected, or we don't feel secured. So we beg the government that she should come and build a police station here for us, because we are so scared. Sometimes when you go to town and reporting to the house so late, you don't feel safe.
In the quest to reach the assemblyman of the community proved futile. Nonetheless, the former assemblyman Kofi Akwa was available at the time, and he assisted the news team. Equally worried too, he appealed to the government as well as the police service to attach a great sense of urgency in providing a police station in the community. He also added that an intermittent police patrol will also help to bring some sanity. A parcel of land in the community was said to have been earmarked for a police station, but this is yet to take effect. Manhia is a neighboring town to Afuama, Obeye, Oduman, and other neighboring communities in the Amasaman constituency. It is therefore believed that the presence of a police station will not only inure to the benefit of the Manhia community, but the adjoining communities as well. Residents say they are tired of covering several kilometers to the Anya police station or the Amasaman police station to sort security as it has been over the period.
Let's go to the Ashanti region, where a police officer in Kumasi nearly escaped death at the hands of some students of the Kumasi Technical School for invading their smoking bays near their school compound. The student, numbering about 10, shot at one of the police officers but missed and rather stabbed him. Joining us now over the phone is Ashanti regional correspondent Isaac Bediako. Hello Isaac, good morning and thank you for joining us. What more can you report?
Yes, I can confirm that the officer who escaped death yesterday in the evening when he invaded the premises of the Kumasi Technical Secondary School, where the assembly member of the community alerted him that some of the students, together with the community members, have created a smoking bay just behind the school's wall. So the police officer was assigned to go and spy the activities of the students and the community members. So when he arrived at the scene, the students saw him and started running away. So the police officer attempted to chase them. Unfortunately, one of the students pulled a pistol and shot at the police officer. And even though he missed the target, the student realized that if he doesn't take any action, the police officer will catch him. So he pulled a knife and stabbed the police officer. The officer was rushed to Companoe Teaching Hospital. They treated him and discharged him in the evening. We tried to speak to the school authorities, but then they said they would speak to the media on the development. They are also going to conduct their investigation. In the evening, I spoke to the deputy police PRO for Ashanti Region, Gordon Ahiano. He also confirmed that yes, they speak the information, but the matter has not come to the headquarters, so he can't speak on the matter. So for now, we are just waiting to hear from the school authority and the regional police command the decision they're going to take about it. But I can confirm that yesterday in the evening, the students were living in fear because they were thinking that the police command may storm their campus to come and chase these students who attacked them. And once the police officer
Isaac, let me ask you this: where are these students who stabbed the police officer, and what has been done to them? How on earth did they even get a pistol in their possession?
That is a pregnant question that everybody is asking. How can a student go to school with arming himself? So they are asking a whole lot of questions about that's why the school authorities are also not ready to respond to us. But as I speak with you, the police have begun investigation on this matter, whilst the school authority have also begun their investigations. But I can confirm that not a single arrest has been made so far.
Isaac, and can you confirm if these students are back in school and sitting with their classmates?
Well, because we don't know them, but because they were in school uniform, we're able to say that they are students. So until the police conduct their investigation, it will be difficult for one to point that this is the person who shot at the police officer, because the things happened outside the school compound.
But this policeman that was shot and later stabbed, was he on this operation alone?
Yes, he was on this operation alone.
Interesting.
And he was not armed. That is how come the students took advantage of him.
Interesting. All right, thank you very much, Isaac Bediakon. Isaac is our Ashanti Regional correspondent. We'll keep an eye on this story and bring you updates in our subsequent bulletins. Now, let's continue with the rest of our stories. For most people who go to the university, the aim is to study, graduate, and with some little effort, get a job. For fiscally challenged Nyavo Doji, his 3 years after completing the University of Professional Studies with a bachelor's degree in banking and finance have become rather frustrating, as no corporate entity in Ghana will give him audience. Daniel Ni Latte has more in this report.
No, what is not enough. The 3 is pumped.
When Doji graduated from the University of Professional Studies 3 years ago, he had hopes of getting a job as a teller or work at the back office just like any ordinary graduate. But despite obtaining a second-class upper degree in banking and finance, the closest he has come to working in his life is during his national service. Doji has rather been faced with frustration and disappointment. We first told his story when he was in his second year. Since infancy, Doji has been battling with multiple disabilities. He is unable to walk normally because of an injury to his legs, back, and hand. He labors to breathe 50 meters into walking. We told him of our coming, and as it appears, he was ready to receive us.
Oh, you're looking so well.
In fact, it's quite difficult after the national service. I depend most of my brothers to a few friends to help me out. In case the situation where they are not around, it's extremely difficult.
Doji has resolved to prove after his days in school that disability does not mean inability. But his Achilles heel has been a society where few employment opportunities exist for persons with disabilities.
It was an employer. I'm just an employee applying for a job. So this question was directed to the employer to explain why this situation is happening. But you know, disability doesn't mean we are inability. So I can't really tell much about that. You understand? The fact that somebody disabled, disability, or physical challenge doesn't mean that he has nothing to offer to the world. I mean, everybody is created with something. We have something to offer to the world, no matter how small it is. We have to give the opportunity to express ourselves.
Interestingly, Doji did his national service at the Michelle camp, and one of his colleagues shared with us his perception of him.
I met Doji when I was doing my service at 1 BN. Doji is a very hardworking guy and punctual at work.
Sadly, his classmates have all managed to land jobs.
Doji is very hardworking, and I thought by now he will be working, because in school we had no doubt that though disabled, he could do everything any of us could do.
Doji is a serious student. He's an intelligent guy, very hardworking. He's a team player. He's fun to be with. There's never a dull moment with Doji. I am currently working with a savings and loans company, but it's so sad to note that this young gentleman with all his academic prowess has not gotten a job up till now.
The Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations said employers must look beyond Doji's physical challenges.
We need to get government to put in place relevant policies that will help to create the opportunities that will help employers disability friendly. We need to intensify the awareness on disability issues so that persons with disabilities will get the opportunity in the job market.
According to the United Nations, in developing countries like Ghana, 80 to 90% of persons with disabilities of working age are unemployed. It is the reason the Sustainable Development Goals have clearly highlighted disability and persons with disabilities. Goal 8, for instance, stresses the need for countries to promote inclusive economic growth, full and productive employment, allowing persons with disability to fully access the job market, while Goal 10 emphasizes the social, economic and political inclusion of persons with disabilities. Ghana's President Akufo-Addo knows that these strategic goals must be pursued with urgency.
We do not have the luxury of time when it comes to the pressing challenges of poverty, climate change, youth unemployment, and the myriad of issues that confront the continent. The challenge in achieving the SDGs is indeed significant, but I have ample cause for optimism.
That optimism will include Ghana's ability to ensure full and productive employment and decent work for all. And so for Nyavo Doji, one of the most important things on his agenda, on his list this new year, is to get a job. That is his New Year's resolution. And whether or not corporate Ghana would look beyond his physical disabilities and offer him a job, time will tell. For GH1 News, Daniel Ni-Lati.
The Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Catherine Afeku, has indicated that the ministry is to receive a grant of $50 million from the World Bank to support Ghana's arts and culture under the Ghana Tourism Arts and Culture Sector Improvement Project. According to her, the project aims at strengthening organizations and stakeholders, empowering women and youth in the country, as well as improving domestic or foreign tourist experience in Ghana.
Speaking at the Meet the Press series organized by the Information Ministry, the minister said the grant, which is the first of its kind in the industry, will be monitored by the World Bank and the Finance Ministry, adding that her medium will develop a database to be able to track all organizations that fall directly under the creative arts sector. Tourism being the fourth largest exchange earner in the country, the minister, stated that her ministry is working to build Akwaaba hotels, which will be affordable to boost local tourism in the country and also help Ghanaians gain interest in domestic tourism and not always seek for external tourism.
In order to provide affordable accommodation for people who patronize our country's tourist attraction, we realized through our study that hotels, unfortunately, were too expensive in our country, and it was a deterrent for tourism. So we call these hotels that we have registered Akwaaba hotels.
Madame Afeku, in her speech, said her ministry has already secured a television license to commence a tourism channel to promote local tourism. She also stated that the ministry will construct a cocoa museum, develop the Tema Golf Club, build an iconic tower in Tema to indicate the center of the world, and also establish a call center to handle enquiries about Ghana's tourism.
A world-class cocoa museum is in the offing to be set up at Mampon, Equiapem in the eastern region. It is to be a public-private sector initiative, primarily to encourage local consumption of cocoa. Besides the Tetekwashi farm, which we will replicate, it will bring to life a typical Ghanaian cocoa farm. It will also take tourists through the processing of cocoa into a variety of products.
Facilitating the commencement of the Marine Drive project, commissioning of the Gushegu Smoke Village, rehabilitation of Power Grant's grave, as well as the outdooring of over 30 tourism ambassadors, according to the minister, are some achievements her ministry has made within the 11 months of her stay in office. Some personalities who spoke to the news team expressed remorse the effect that the ministry, after a year in office, has done nothing to improve the creative arts industry, considering the commitments that were made in the NPP manifesto.
This tells me that largely the ministry has really made us understand the fact that it is more geared towards tourism than the creative arts that we think has been added since 2013.
Some of the things that Madam presented to us, especially with creative arts as a focus, really didn't go too well. One of them, I would say, is the fact that we were given the director of the Film Directors Guild the portfolio of going around to do research. I mean, for crying out loud, he is a director and not a researcher. There are institutions that specialize in research because research is a scientific thing to do. So there's the KPMGs, there's the Deloitte, there's all those ones that do specialize in research.
I still believe that a development of the creative arts industry will benefit tourism. You know, there are 2 feet. I think that culture and the creative arts are the 2 feet of tourism. So if you want tourism to move forward, then let's put emphasis on the development of these things, the cultural sector and the creative arts sector, for the benefit of the entire sector.
Now, 2 broadcast journalists with GH1 TV, Redwan Karim Dini Osman and Alice Aite, have received their prize package after winning GJA 2016 awards. They won in the categories of disability and rural reporting.
Redwan Karim Dini Osman and Alice Aite were shortlisted out of 325 entries and swept 3 awards between them. The award came with a plaque and a cash prize of 2,000 Ghana cedis each for their excellent reportage. News reporter Redwan Karim Dini Osman urged upcoming journalists to be passionate and strive for excellence.
I'm excited about it that finally we have received the plaque and of course the cash prize as well, but we are hoping that this would push us to do more. People should expect a lot from the GH1 newsroom in 2018 because development journalism has just taken a different turn and you can only get it on GH1 News.
GJA President Afel Moni reiterated the association's keenness to improve the working condition of journalists, many of whom live like paupers. He revealed that the association has partnered with Kwan's Estate to provide affordable housing for journalists to pay back in installments.
We have 2 main objectives in assuming office: professional ascendancy and the welfare of journalists. We believe that the 2 must go in tandem. Welfareism and professionalism If journalists' welfare is catered for, we believe that it will reflect in qualitative improvements in their work. And the more they are motivated, the more they will excel.
The GJA Awards is the flagship event on the Ghanaian media calendar.
Let's take a break. We come back with business news. Applying to study outside the country has just got easier thanks to findadmission.com, an online portal powered by World Review Crystal Ghana Limited, a subsidiary to Worldview International Group UK.
The new online portal, findadmission.com, seeks to make the process of gaining admission to further one's education more convenient. At the click of a button, you can have a wide range of schools and courses to choose from for both undergraduate and graduate studies abroad. The portal also makes available scholarship information for persons who may require funding for their studies abroad. Shadrach Autry is the business development manager of Worldview.
Okay, when you register, you are just going to verify your email. You just have to be sure that it's coming from the right person. So after the verification of the email, you would have to start with setting up your profile. And then from there, you are going to select the program of study. Then you are going to choose your start date when you want to start that particular program. So you could be registering now and you would want to start in October. Then from there, you are going to choose your funding. Okay, you are going to select your budget. How much do you think you can pay for that particular program you want to offer? Everything is going to be through Find Admission.
Edward Folabi, CEO of Worldview, encouraged students and graduates to take advantage of this free portal.
We decided to create a platform where what happened at the event can also happen online. So they don't necessarily have to leave their region to come to Accra to come and meet face-to-face with the university. So what they can actually do is to go on the website, findadmission.com, put in their profile, upload their documents, and they will still be linked to the universities that offer the courses that they want to study and the country that they are looking at studying at.
Let's now do some international news where the U.S. intelligence community has said that it believes Russia interfered in the 2016 presidential election. Mr. Pompeo, who briefs the president most mornings, dismissed recent claims that U.S. President Donald Trump was not up to the job. "We are the world's finest service," he told the BBC. "We are going to go out there and do our damnness to steal secrets on behalf of the American people. And I wanted to get back on our front foot." A year into my job, Mr. Pompeo says his mission has been to unleash and unbedding the CIA. Even though there has been cooperation in the counter-terrorism, Mr. Pompeo says he still sees Russia primarily as an adversary, sharing the concerns in many European countries about its subversion. "I haven't seen a significant decrease in the activity," he said. Before I go, let's take a look at what our weather looks like for the next 24 hours. That's it for GH Today News. My name is Sewa Amir. Thank you very much for watching. The news team will be back at 11:30 with more news. Kafwide and Baswa will return shortly with the rest of the show. But enjoy the song from Whitney Houston.